We are back live at Impact for round 4 of 4. This is the finals. We have Troy G on Ruby Storm, 3-0 against Judah T. We saw them earlier in the feature match area on Izzet Murktide, also 3-0. Looks like both players going to take a mulligan. Well, at least all things are fair here. All things are even, rather. But yeah, thank you all so much for hanging out with us tonight live on twitch.tv/Impact Gaming Center. Thanks for sticking it out with us for all 4 rounds. And if you're watching live on, or rather, if you're watching after the fact on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And head on over to Twitch. Follow as we do these every single Friday night at 7 p.m. Central. And if you're in the St. Louis area, come on up. We're open till midnight, so it is only 10:20. You can get some more games in. We've got about, 20 or so modern, or we have 23 modern players in the tournament, and then about 20 or so commander players just hanging out, playing some casual commander. But yeah, I'm excited. I hope you've all enjoyed the night. And again, thank you all so much. Oh, and by the way, my name's Les Alex. I make Magic the Gathering content on my channel here on YouTube and Twitch. So go follow and subscribe to me on those places, Twitch and YouTube. Modern and Pioneer content, little bit of Commander action as well. So, but yeah, here we go. Players undefeated. Oh. Judah has Spell Pierce Counterspell, not too shabby in this matchup. Troy contemplating the hand here. Don't know who won the die roll, so I think this is a keeper, though, if you're sitting in Troy's seat. Thinking about Ral. Didn't quite see. He swapped it out there at the last second, so I'm not sure. They're looking over here to... I'm going to poke my hand out and do a thumbs up. All right. There we go. Misty Rainforest into a Mountain and Darcy for Troy. Down to 19 goes Judah. Mage Tracer says, go Storm! Thundering Falls, the land here for Judah. Gonna surveil. It's good enough to keep it on top. Alrighty. Can't quite see what it was. Another Misty Rainforest. Plays us another mountain. And get in for one. Down to 18 goes Judah. Ruby Medallion. This would be something I'd be contemplating spell piercing here. Yes, and Judah will. To the bin. And Judah has a counter spell in hand too, so Ral not going to be much of a threat. Ritual Manamorphose Glimpse Ral in hand for Troy. Spell Snare, a good pickup as well. There's a Darcy, pass back. Spell Snare gonna do excellent here. If Troy decides that we're gonna deploy the RAL, which, I mean, why wouldn't you? We're gonna start with a Desperate Ritual, which will trigger Surveil. Darcy to the bin. And here come the old Storm counter. 3 red. This RAL's for sure getting hit with a Spell Snare, though. I couldn't imagine this resolving. Yeah, Spell Snare, trigger the Darcy. And here might be one of the downsides to not playing blue. You don't have counter magic, and you're extremely soft to opposing counter magic. So RAL headed to the bin. And that will be it for Troy's turn. Pass back to Judah. Arid Mesa fetch. Commercial District, which is going to get a Surveil for Troy. Just an attack and a pass back. Down to 14 is Judah. Attack from the opposing Darcy takes Troy to 18. Let's see what's in. Can we see Unholy Heat? Can't quite see what else is in Judah's hand. No, there's a counter spell from the opening. All right, well, Tamia, that's pretty good. Pass back to Troy. Glimpse the impossible, the draw for Troy. I mean, Judah having Spell Pierce, having Spell Snare, just absolutely nothing but excellent for Judah the first couple turns here. So we're going to Pyretic Ritual. We're going to Surveil off the Darcy. This is where this deck, in Ruby Storm I'm speaking, this is where, you know, you gotta really learn the deck in and out. When you don't have a medallion or a RAL, how do you respond? Puts the medallion to the bin. Glimpse, gonna use all 3, gonna Surveil. Mountain to the bin. Top 3 get exiled. RAL, Grape Shot, land. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's not a RAL. We have the technology. Let's use it, shall we? Oh, it's Darcy. I didn't even recognize it. Down to 17 off the fetch. So I'm not sure what the storm count is here. Troy's not keeping track. I guess it's 2 currently. Because we ritualed and glimpsed. If Troy can get to 4, the grape shot would be enough to kill both of these creatures. Surveil, Troy keeps it. Cast grape shot. Trigger. Surveil. Graveyard. Glimpse and Reckless resolve to the 2 cards in Troy's hand. Troy might be trying to do this the old-fashioned way. Judah gonna attack and make a clue token with Tamiyo, because that's what that card does. Here's that Tamiyo for those inquiring minds. Down to 5 goes Judah. Glimpse, Surveil, Counterspell. Still get the Surveil trigger. Ooh, there's a grape shot. That's pretty good. And a Manamorphose, so has some ammunition for next turn. Fortunately for Judah, obviously the big choke point here is we don't have any lands. We're not drawing any. It's had an excellent start, but thanks to this Darcy, Troy able to get in some damage and not even need a big combo turn necessarily. Just doing it the old-fashioned way. Elegant Parlor, so that's a Surveil land. Murders at Karlov Manor. I don't know what's in Judah's hand. Looks like maybe a counterspell on top? That would be pretty huge if that is the case. So you could counter the Manamorphose. Don't forget the Surveil. And the tank about it. Untaps. Can Judah find a way to deal the extra 2 points of damage if need be? Excuse me. Desperate Ritual. Unholy Heat in Judah's hand, so that changes everything. Troy just needs to be able to deal actual factual 5 points of damage here. But if Judah casts the Unholy Heat, there's no way we're casting that counterspell. Subtlety, though, it looks like, is in Judah's hand as well. I'm just going to let this play out because there's a lot of ways this could go. Manamorphose is currently on the stack. And Counterspell. Keep in mind, Tameo does fly. Can block Dragon's Rage Channeler. Will just be a chump block, but still. It means this Grape Shot will not be lethal. Because Grape Shot. Two, yes. Troy, I'm assuming, is pointing this at Judah. Yep. And attack. Chump block from the Tameo. Alright, can Judah draw land? Sink into Stupor, the draw. So that is technically a land. And an untapped land, but have to pay 3 lives, so can't do that. Dragon's Rage Channeler. And Unholy Heat. Surveil trigger. Unholy Heat. And we'll scoop it up. So Troy gonna get game number 1 here. Off the back of a Dragon's Rage Channeler and some non-lethal Grape Shots. So Storm gonna take it here in game number 1. Alrighty, let's kick it back to me in the booth. Hello everyone. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us tonight here at Impact. If you're watching live, we appreciate you so much. And if you're watching after the fact on YouTube, we still appreciate you, but you should watch live on twitch.tv/Impact Gaming Center every single Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central. We stream modern FNMs. And then if you're watching on Twitch, head on over to our YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. We have all these VODs uploaded in a nice, cut up, clean way. You don't have to see all the commercials and everything. But yeah, thank you all so much. And if you are watching on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. But let's get back down there, see how we are sideboarding. Maybe, just maybe, probably not, but maybe we'll get to see some of the cards coming in and out. Tidebinder would be huge. You could stifle the Storm trigger. That seems insane, actually. My initial assessment of this deck, or this matchup rather, is that Judah has the advantage because there's so much cheap removal, so much cheap permission. Like, I mean, Ruby Storm is great, don't get me wrong, but I think it folds to cheap counter magic. But we will see if that's the case here. Troy was able to pick up game 1. Granted, Judah missing all of the land drops other than the first 2. Let's see, though. Judah on the play this game, I'm sure. So it might be horse of a different color. Alrighty, here we go. Hopefully we get strong 7s from both players that keep, and we're off to the races. In game 2, Troy up 1-0. Both players consult their hands. There are lands and spells, and both players are keeping. Ragavan inbound. Off of the fetch shock. Arid Mesa for Troy, pass back to Judah. Reckless Impulse, a pretty good pickup for Judah. Flusterstorm Counterspell. All right. Down to 17 off the fetch. Got a Surveil trigger. Knowing there's a Flusterstorm there makes it pretty awkward for Troy. At least he knows it's there. I mean, you know, better than getting blown out by it otherwise. Is there a Jace the Mind Sculptor in Judah's hand? There is. I want to see that card get played. One of my favorite cards of all time. Desperate Ritual. Pop that. Flusterstorm. Yep. Spell Snare, the pickup for Judah. Attack with the Ragavan. Down to 15. Create a treasure. Elegant Parlor just gets exiled. Preordain. I guess it wasn't a Jace. Dragon's Rage Channeler for Judah. Pass back. Judah has a Spell Snare in hand, folks, so this turn probably not going to go as well for Troy as he'd like. How are we going to start? Aria of Flame. That can't get spell snared. Yeah, we got a reader. Let's look this one up. It's been a long time. Aria of Flame. Troy told me this is his favorite card in Magic the Gathering. So it is a fun card for sure. And here it is for you all to read. It is 3 mana enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, your opponent gains 10 life. Ouch. But whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, put a verse counter on it. Then it deals damage equal to the number of verse counters on it to target player or planeswalker. So, this gets around Graveyard Hate. Gets around counter magic, because it doesn't matter if the spell resolves or not. The only thing it doesn't get around is pick your poison. Ways to get rid of enchantments, things like that. Obviously, not great. Give your opponent 10 life, and then it gets blown up. Not where you want it to be. Not where you want to be at all. And there's a big old Murktide. Pass back. Let's see. Manamorphose. Does Judah have a subtlety in hand? That is the question. Tidebinder. It's not. Tidebinder is live, actually. Because of the treasure tokens. Generated by Ragavan. So the arena token is Storm and the mountain is red mana. For those inquiring minds. Going to fetch down to 10. What have we got? Mountain. Loving the mismatched mountains there, Troy, if you're watching this back after the fact. I'm a fan. Gotta whiteboard this deck, though, for ultimate tilt factor. Morphos, that'll trigger. Up to 2. Down to 23. Have a life total discrepancy, maybe? I believe 23 is correct, for what it's worth. Typically, I let the players just decide. I often can't keep up with the life total changes, which is why we have the players have the phone there. Here's another one. So go up to 3. Take Judah to 20. Generate some mana, generate some storm. Ooh, grape shot drawn. That's a pretty good one. Keep in mind, though, I think Judah has a Tidebinder and a Spell Snare, so both. Oh, it's a Fluster Storm. Okay, that's not a Tidebinder. A little bit different. Surveil trigger puts the Scalding Tarn to the bin. Yep, that just goes there. Wait, Fluster, we did cast a spell though, right? So did Judah take the 4? Yeah. There we go. Down to 16, so there you go. Judah has officially lost 1 life off of Aria Flame. Past in Flame, Static Prison, Reckless Resolve. I'm sorry, Reckless Impulse, and Grape Shot. Grape Shot. Trigger. Take 5. Down to 11 goes Judah. So 11 off of the Aria Flame trigger, yep. And now we are seeing if Judah's going to let this resolve. Obviously, the Storm triggers will all go. Like, all the copies will still happen. But, theoretically, you could still counter it. Oh, I see. Troy's trying to figure out where he wants to point this damage at. He's only at 10. Spell snaring the one. All right. Interesting. Okay. Back to Judah. Ragavan. Dashed. Get in there. Down to 3. Static Prison. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Talk about bad luck. That was a really good one for Judah to hit. When it was revealed, Troy just smiled real big. Ragavan, of course, returns a hand. All right. I mean, and if Troy were to static, Troy doesn't have the white source right now. Could potentially have it off of Amorphos, but if he were to get the Aria Flame back, Judah would gain 10 life again, and we have to go through that whole rigmarole one more time. All right. Is that a Past in Flames? Counting up the mana here. I don't see it. Yeah, that's going to be it. So congrats, Judah. 4-0 with Izzet, good old trusty Izzet Murktide beating Troy. Great run for Troy. Was 3-0 coming into this round. Falls just short. We will have 2 3-0. So if you're following us on Facebook and you see there's 2 people that went 4-0, that's why. But yes, thank you all so much for watching tonight. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're watching live on Twitch, thank you all so much for hanging out with us. We do this every single week on Fridays at 7 p.m. from Impact Gaming Center in the fabulous Fairview Heights. I'm Les Alex. Again, I make content as well. Head on over to my YouTube channel. Like, comment, subscribe over there. And, of course, head on over to our Twitch channel, Impact Gaming Center, over on Twitch. Follow us there. Give us some of those Bezos bucks. Oh, snap. I'm tripping. You're right. I'm calling. Yeah, Troy won game 1. Rewind. We are not done yet. Good eye, Grat. Good eye, Grat. Trying to end it early. No, we are going to game 3. I'll cut all that out from YouTube. We are going to game 3. Here we go. What a game though there. All right. Both players have won one game, which means we're going to game 3. They moved the phone, which means I got to zoom out a little bit. Hopefully we can get further out. Just barely. We do appreciate that the players, allow their phones to be on camera and everything. Just take up battery and all that jazz. Alrighty, on to game number 3. This is for all the marbles. Whoever wins here is going to be 4-0. That was good. Didn't get a good look at Judah's hand. Ruby Medallion. Is that a one-lander for Troy? Commercial District Surveil. Alrighty. Spire Bluff, Ragavan, go. Scalding Tarn, fetch into a mountain. All mismatching mountains, I love it. Jamming Ruby Medallion, yeah, well, we know it's going to resolve. Plus there's a Force of Negation. There was not. Oh, is that a Harbinger of the Seas? Not sure how good that would be in this matchup, so maybe it's not. Ren's Resolve. Murktide. Ah, there's a goblin. Goblin and grape shot. Just play the goblin and go, maybe? See what Troy wants to do, but... Gotta get tilt. Hey, listen. The last god. I agree. Gotta get tilt points where you can. Absolutely. That's why you play whiteboarded everything. Bolts the Darcy. Fetches. Gotta get those tilt points where you can. Absolutely. I agree with that 1,000%. Whiteboard, perfect fit. Where do you get those? That's awesome. I want those. I will order those right now. Tell me where you get them. Hashtag not a sponsor. Down to 15. Feel glimpse the impossible. Create another token. EI. Spell Pierce seems like it's going to the hand, yeah. And Preordain. Going to use one of our treasures to Preordain. Look at the top two. Those are 2 lands. Probably don't want one. We probably want one, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah. 1 top, 1 bottom. Give me that island. Island. Go. Gotta say, this is the second time Judah's been on camera. Tight play all night. Enjoying it. Desperate Ritual. Are we gonna see a spell pierce? Yes. Use the spell pierce early because it gets kinda not as good later in the game. Spell Snare will always counter a 2-mana spell. Judah gonna allow this one to happen. This is 2 storm, 3 red. And here we go. Troy gonna try to kill his opponent. Manamorphose. Up to 4, down to 2. Draw the card. Alright. Was that another Manamorphose? It was. Another Manamorphose for Troy here. Reckless Impulse goes to 5 storm, 3 red. Is this one going to resolve? It will not. Spell Snare. Countered. We knew it was there. We knew it was a matter of time. That is the choke point here for Troy. Troy needs to be able to look at more cards to continue going. Judah realized that. And made a good play. And we're leaving it up to the fate of this draw. To 7 storm, down to 2 red. We'll go up to 4 red. Oh, never mind. We got some green entering. So 3 red, 1 green. Ooh, just a mountain here drawn from Troy. Not what you want to see here. Not what you want to see. Basic mountain. Goblin inbound. And grape shot. 9 storm. Murktide, and a pretty big one. Get an official count here in a second. As big as they get. Ruby Medallion, the draw. Plays the Ruby Medallion, might as well. Pass back. Not what you needed to draw if you're Troy. Troy needs to draw some kind of draw action, some way to generate some card advantage here. A lot of live draws, but also a ton of dead draws, unfortunately, for Troy. Preordain. Let's see what we got here for Judah. Looks like, oh, counter spell. And I didn't see the other one. It looked like a blue card. Regardless, we're going to get in there with the big dragon. Down to 7. Another basic mountain. Not what you want to draw here at this point in the tournament. Hate to see it end like that for Troy, but hey, Judah gonna take down the kind of the boogeyman right now, this format. Ruby Storm and Nadu combo. Kind of the two big meanies in the format, but Judah improving to 4-0. Gets a ton of store credit. We'll get the picture later. So congrats to Judah taking down Troy with Izzet Murktide and Ruby Storm falling. So there you have it, folks. We had Ruby Storm on twice tonight. It wasn't able to get the job done both times, unfortunately, for those Ruby Storm fans. But thank you all so much for hanging out with us tonight. This is the end, I promise, of the live broadcast. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, comment down below, and of course subscribe. I'm Les Alex. I make Magic the Gathering content on YouTube as well. Head on over to my channel and check it out. But yeah, thank you all so much. Again, great night, awesome matches. Everybody's playing tight. Look, Impact players come to play. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. And until next week, we will catch you all on the Flippy Flop. Adios, everybody.